It all started with a feeling, a nagging instinct deep in my gut. It always begins that way, doesn't it? A barely noticeable shift in tone, a subtle softness in her voice when she'd say, "I'm meeting a friend for lunch." A kind of gentleness you'd only pick up on if you'd once heard the sharpness in it before. The sharpness I thought had dulled over the years through love and dedication. Laura and I had been married for 8 years. 8 years of morning coffee rituals, whispered aspirations, and the silent understanding that comes with truly knowing someone. I believed we were solid. Sure, we had our disagreements, but who didn't? I chalked it up to the natural wear and tear of life. That was before the text, the one I glimpsed purely by accident while her phone rested on the couch beside me. "Can't stop thinking about today." The message was from an unfamiliar number. When I asked her about it, she let out a nervous laugh and dismissed it. "Oh, it's nothing, just a group chat. You know how girls are." I nodded, pretending to accept her explanation, but I didn't press further. That night, lying beside her, staring at the ceiling, I knew something was off. Something was terribly wrong. Weeks passed, and her lunch outings became more frequent. Her excuses grew vaguer. My gut told me the truth long before I found the proof, but eventually, I had to know for sure. I'm not proud of what I did, but one afternoon, when she left her phone unattended, I went through it. The messages weren't just flirtatious, they were explicit. Her friend was someone named Eric, and based on their conversations, these lunches were far more than casual meals. A rush of nausea and fury hit me, followed by a crushing wave of humiliation. My wife, my Laura, was cheating on me. And this wasn't just some passing affair. Their messages weren't just about physical desire. They were filled with something deeper, something emotional. The kind of connection we used to have. The kind I thought was still ours. For a week, I carried that knowledge in silence, trying to decide what to do. Confront her? Pack my bags and leave? Beg for an explanation? I did none of those things. Instead, for the first time in my life, I plotted.
Carefully.
Methodically. I started with research. A few social media deep dives led me to the truth. Eric was a colleague, a sales representative she had worked with on a project. He was married, too. His wife, Christine, was a petite brunette with kind eyes and 2 small children. My heart ached for her, but my sympathy didn't stop me from moving forward. The plan came together quicker than I expected. First, I hired a private investigator, a grizzled man named Frank, whose no-nonsense attitude was as harsh as his bulldog-like face. His photos confirmed what I already knew, but still stung to see. Pictures of Laura and Eric leaving a hotel together, their arms brushing, their faces lit up with laughter. One image, in particular, sealed everything, a stolen kiss in her car. Hard, undeniable proof. Next, I reached out to Christine. My message was simple. "Hi, Christine. I know this is difficult to hear, but I believe your husband, Eric, is having an affair with my wife, Laura. I've attached proof. I'm sorry you have to find out this way." An hour later, she responded with a single sentence. "Thank you for telling me." The ball was rolling now, beyond my control, but I had one final move to make. I wanted Laura to feel the weight of what she had done, to see, firsthand, the destruction she had caused. So, I invited her to lunch. "Let's have a date," I said with a smile I forced onto my face. "Just the 2 of us. It's been a while." She seemed almost relieved. Maybe she thought my sudden affection meant I hadn't suspected a thing. Little did she know, it was simply the calm before the storm. The day of our lunch arrived. I set the table with precise care, a pristine white tablecloth, our best silverware, and 2 glasses of wine. On the surface, it looked like a romantic gesture, an effort to rekindle something lost. But in truth, it was a carefully arranged stage, and the centerpiece wasn't a bouquet of flowers. It was a manila envelope filled with every damning piece of evidence Frank had uncovered. Laura walked in, smiling, her cheeks flushed from what she claimed was a simple lunch outing. But the moment she spotted the table, her expression shifted. Her gaze flickered between the envelope and me. "What's this?" she asked, her voice unsteady. I didn't respond. Instead, I gestured toward the chair across from me. Hesitantly, she sat. The warmth in her smile had vanished, replaced by something far more uncertain. I pushed the envelope toward her. Open it. Her fingers trembled as she picked it up, flipping through the photos and printed text messages. Her jaw clenched,